So, hello, welcome back. This is the new moon in Aries, self-made themed secret code name readings. All right, this is secret code name Pinocchio. This is someone's personal reading. All right, they know their secret code name is Pinocchio, and this is their personal reading. All right, however, if you are drawn to it or resonated to it in divine time, chances are there is a message that is significant in here for you. All right, if you would ever like your own personal secret code name reading, the link to my Etsy shop is in the description and you can book them there. You can also find great merch like Goddess Kali t-shirts there that I have designed myself. All right, and I've called Goddess Kali energy in here today because Goddess Kali is the destroyer of the destroyers. She is the destroyer of demons. All right, and with the self-made in Aries themed reading, that is exactly what we're doing, right? We are remaking the self into the highest self, letting go of the old self or the lower shadow patterns, right? That we are literally stomping our demons out, okay? I'm using my Icarus Tarot as a milestone in the shadow that is being released or healed. I'm using my Hermetic Tarot as insight into what the old pattern of self is and what the highest good pattern of self is. And then I'm using my Universe Has Your Back deck as guidance. All right. So, secret code name Pinocchio. What is the healing, please, Spirit? What is the milestone? We are healing the shadow within the self. The Lovers. Geminian energy. Virgoian energy, right? Because it's Mercurial energy. The Lovers card before it was the Lovers was the Choice. And this is all about the divine mirror. Okay. How we see the mirror, register the mirror, understand the mirror of experience. Okay. This is the bare bones of what masculine and feminine energy within the self is, and understanding how we choose, and based on what we choose, we receive, right? And then we feel some type of way about what we receive, and what we receive is based on what we chose. So it's about understanding that mirror, right, of choices. Helping you to see yourself, right? How you register things in the mind. Especially if you're always afraid that someone's going to betray you. Because if you look at this card, and it's interesting because it came out earlier for another reading, but I wasn't drawn to it like I am now. Both of these skeletons, they both have a knife behind the back, like they're nose to nose and hand in hand, and yet in the other hand they have a knife ready behind the back, just in case the other turns on them and love or the togetherness is not genuine. That might be what's healing, right? This idea that, you know, someone's being genuine with you and you're being genuine with them, but it's only a matter of time before someone stabs you in the back, and therefore you got to be ready to, you know, defend yourself or fight back, or, you know, it's like hairpin trigger type energy. You don't trust anybody. You don't trust anybody. In the divine mirror of things, because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you could stay in your light no matter what, which is why you don't trust other people that they could stay in their light no matter what. Being ready to betray at a moment's notice. Right, like knee deep in this shit. What is the pattern of the old self, please, Spirit? What is this, the current, right? Past and current self behavior that needs to heal. And what is the highest good self? Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Top of the deck is the Sun, okay? So listen, just like you're authentic and genuine, other people are authentic and genuine too. If you want to manifest the highest good reality or the dream reality, then this is what you need to understand, okay? You might need to stand up for yourself in this regard, right, on a soul level. The reason why you're afraid someone's going to stab you in the back is because, one, they're not aligned with your highest good. You feel that way, and you're prepared, right, because you already know they are. I think you maybe fingers crossed hope that someone is not that way, but you know they are. You could feel it. You can sense it, right? That's your divine feminine aspect, saying, hey, I already feel it. It's like you hope for the potential in people. And so you choose, right, divine masculine energy to hope for the potential when your heart space is saying, yeah, but I feel this way about someone. I don't think they're going to reach that potential. That's why we're hoping. Because hoping is a bullshit word. It's a beautiful name. Hope is a beautiful name. Bullshit word. You either know someone is never going to betray you, or you hope they don't. And if you hope they don't, that's your first red flag. Because when you don't see the results, it feels heavy on your soul. And then you try and achieve more results. You try and uplift. You try and say positive things. You try and, you know, try, right? Another bullshit word, try. You either help or you don't. It's either your job or it's not. Seven of Pentacles is success unfulfilled. Seeing the potential so much in other people and fighting for their potential, and yet you should be doing that for yourself. Seeing your own potential and fighting for your own potential, and that's not, and it definitely involves not dealing with people who have potential that you know will never reach it with you. Not that they don't have it at all and will never reach it ever, it's just, it's not your job. Saturn energy twice. You may have really challenged or conflicted Saturnian energy in your chart, right? And this is a cycle that you feel bound to. Sagittarian energy, seeing the higher perspective or the potential in people. And being really stubborn in seeing the actual reality of them. Like the Judgment card here with your best self, it's Uranian energy and Scorpionic energy. Like, accept that people can transform and you don't have to be the agent to do it. You don't have to be the change agent. The Five of Swords, how you're loving someone else is detached from the higher perspective. Spirit's asking you to love the higher perspective when it comes to self so that you're not arguing with people. It's not defeat. Everything you've given has been for a reason. You see their potential for a reason. You cross their path for a reason, but maybe you overstay your welcome and they betray you. Ten of Swords. I think you shed light on how people betray themselves. And what really needs to be lit is how you betray yourself. Like I said, it's great to see someone's potential. It's great to, you know, guide them, advise them, be there for them to a certain extent. But once it becomes a soul burden, like, you've got to know when to say, okay, Spirit's got it from here. It's not my job. I did everything I was guided to do, and now it's heavy on me, and Spirit would never want anything heavy on me, which means I'm stepping outside of what Spirit would have me do in my highest good. I've got to continue focusing on myself, due diligence, right? Virgoian energy, creating my dream reality, and it's not consuming myself with someone else's potential, it's focusing on my own. Virgo energy is the authentic path of the self, right? Due diligence and the steps taken towards the authentic path and the pursuit of perfection of the soul, right? And the healing of the soul. Because when we heal the soul, 100%, when we acknowledge the self and the divine mirror of things, we become the healers of everything else around us, because healed people heal people. people say, well, no one's perfect. No, it's not about being perfect yourself. It's about understanding the divine perfection of your own authenticity and being in touch with spirit, knowing that you and spirit are not separate, and that when spirit says, okay, you've done enough, you're not meant to feel heavy, you're not meant to feel burdened, let it go. Not your job, let it go. It's someone else's job now, let it go. Like, it's my fucking job, right? Spirit, it's my fucking job now. You've done your part. Like, please let it go. To let it go. Let it go. Because at that point, you're giving love and giving advice and giving guidance or giving compassion or giving consideration or giving what is not fucking necessary. Like, you may have actually been accused of someone, you know, or someone saying to you, like, I don't need your saving. I don't need you to save me. I'm fine. Like, they might feel like you come off condescending sometimes because you're trying to save them type thing. Like, they're just being authentic too. They're helping heal you in this regard. You might not be seeing that higher perspective, right? You don't need to save me. They're saying, you don't need to save me. I don't need saving. So then who does? Divine mirror, right? They're saying, I'm good without you in the divine mirror. You're good without them. You don't have to do it. They are, right? They are. Spirit will deal with them. Know when to take your hands off and walk away, right? Know when to take your hands off and walk away. When the job is done, the job is done. Don't be so hard on yourself or argue with yourself or feel like you're a shitty person because you're walking away. Like, just, it is what it is. Otherwise, you're just betraying the self. Recognize your own self-betrayal. Recognize your own self-betrayal, where, especially when you argue with people, because it's quite the mirror, right? It's quite the mirror. Your guidance card is through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. If you can't help them, pray for their highest good. Recenter yourself, recenter your energy. Don't get worked up. Don't. Your only job here, truly, is to save yourself from your own demons. For all the potential that other people have that you see, you have a vast amount of potential that you're not tapping into, being consumed by their potential. Feeling like it's your job or your mission to help them. It's not. It's your job or mission to heal through that feeling. It's not your job to save anybody. Pray for them in the highest good of all. Pray for the highest good of all and the highest good of all, because that includes you. Divine confirmation if you can hear the train. We've got multiple 10s here on top of it. All right, we've got the 10 of Wands, we got the 10 of Swords, we got the 10 of Pentacles, and we got the Sun, which is 19, which breaks down to a 10, right? 1 and 9. Multiple 10s, like, complete it and start simultaneous, right? When something ends, something new begins. Let the old be closed and done so that you can just start the new. Like, okay, fresh. All right, done. I do have faith this will help, right? In divine time, whenever it catches you. Sometimes you just have to take your hands off the wheel and let people live their own best fucking life so that you can do the same. Spending too much energy on the potential of other people instead of the potential on yourself. Okay? Resurrect your highest good self. Have the arguments you have with other people, recognize that that is an argument that Spirit is having with you. And that you've been self-sabotaging. Okay? Doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, you're probably a beautiful person. But you've got to be that beautiful person for you. You know? Think about the journey of Pinocchio and all that he went through. Wanting to be a real boy and all that stuff, going to whatever island it was, and everybody turns into jackasses, and he's surrounded by jackasses, and he's becoming a jackass himself. But in the reality, he was worthy of being a real boy the whole time. He was loved like a real boy by Geppetto the whole time. Jiminy Cricket was his conscience. Like, what are you doing, Pinocchio? Like, what are you doing? It's no different. You're around jackasses long enough and you become one. But you are worthy of a real reality outside of the jackassness the whole time. You can't lie to yourself. It shows very clearly. Shows very clearly. So, my love and support is with you always. Absolutely love you. Okay? So until next time, love each other, but most importantly, love yourself. Take care.